Built on the shores of the Black Sea, the Autodrome in Sochi is basically a tour of venues used for the 2014 Olympic Games at hyperspeeds. And speed is what Sochi is all about, as almost 60% of it is full throttle. Let's take a look at a hot lap around the Autodrome. So here we are on board once again the Mercedes with Icewind, as he's setting himself up for this lap of Sochi. So the lap begins with a long drive down to turn 2, this kink here being turn 1, well in excess of 300 kilometers per hour. So this heavy brake zone, the heaviest brake zone of the entire circuit. Then flat out onto the power around this turn 3, which feels like it's never going to end. Then positioning the car far left, braking just on or after the shadow, taking the corner in 4th gear, positioning the car nicely once again on the far left, braking just before the 50-meter board, 3rd gear, making sure not to run too wide and invalidate the lap. 50-meter boards once again, then nice and greedy over the curb. A lot of time can be lost in this tricky section, so keeping the flow is vitally important for a good timed lap. A little dab on the brakes here to 4th gear takes us on to this long DRS zone, and a perfect place to launch an attack on the cars up ahead. Hugging the wall nice and tightly here, and then bang on the brakes at a 100-meter board, then gently guiding the car around this deceptively difficult corner, leading us on to pinpoint braking zone of turn 15, and then accelerating out of 16, past the pit entry with 2 final 90-degree handers, completes a lap of the Russian Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome to the SLR Tier 2 race at the Sochi Autodrome in Russia. Alongside me today, as always, as the past 2 weeks, is Max Splits.
Hello. Yeah, as always.
Well,
it's a pleasure to be with you once again for the Russian Grand Prix. I think, not gonna sound boring already at the start, but yeah, really not the most, let's say, pleasant track on the calendar. But well, let's see. There can still be quite some action with all the DRS zone, and yeah. I don't know, what is your thought personally, Bailey, on the Sochi Grand Prix?
I mean, it's been the most interesting race in recent years, but since it is Tier 2, it is the Thunderdome, anything can happen. You can never rule it out. You can see the tyre strategies on screen. The normal strategy is tyre wears. Not really that big of a thing here at Sochi Autodrome. It is an easy one to start from the soft to the medium tyres. So I highly doubt we'll see anyone starting on the medium tyres in qualifying, or if they qualify inside the top 10. The other one is doing a medium to soft. That can be quicker, they're just about the same. It's whoever can, well, make which strategy work, keep it clean and not get the penalties, because that is going to be the big issue here at Sochi. It's going to be the penalties.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is kind of like the, well, say, yeah, hello, Tipsy. Thanks to, also happy to have heard you on this hot lap. Really clean voice. Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem with this recent track is the lack of, let's say, grass or gravel, where you can basically take advantage of, because this is the goal of each driver. But they are both real and sim racers. Their goal is to basically use as much as possible of the track to gain advantage. And yeah, I mean, usually the game is more, say, strict even than the real FIA, which is good from, let's say, the game. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be the biggest problem behind this track. Is gonna be, let's say, I think we're gonna have a lot of penalties if we are being honest. But yeah, so who is on?
Justin is on his lap. He
He
is the first to start a lap. He went quite wide through there, so I don't know whether he would have picked up an invalidation for that. A track map suggested no, so that's a bit. That was it was quite wide coming out the exit of that corner there, so he might need to watch out in the future to make sure he doesn't do it again. Otherwise, he will be at risk for maybe getting a penalty from the SLR stewards instead of the games as he comes through the final sector.
I actually just realized, like, most of those people went on soft directly, so pretty aggressive, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it definitely means that they are all gonna start on the soft, and the medium runner may have quite an advantage during the race. And Justin did 1:32.0.
Yeah, and that looks to be quite a quick time. From what I can remember, it is quite fast. As Satoshi
Yeah, and Satoshi, just beat it by 1/10.
Yeah, great lap with Satoshi to get himself up there.
Actually, way less than 1/10, to be honest. And yeah, just a reminder for you guys. So as you know, Timo is out of the race for the championship. But so now we have Satoshi, who is still 33 points behind him, with Motocrosser right behind him with 12 points behind Satoshi. I'm not sure he's yes, he is participating in this race, and actually he went for the medium tires for this qualifying session, so definitely a different strategy compared to his rival, let's say, in the championship. So let's see, maybe that's gonna play to his advantage this race. Yeah, I don't know if you have any action at the moment.
I've got Nico Lourdes coming to finish his lap. I did catch Netflix. He tapped the wall, but still able to put in a very good time. As does Nico, who puts himself up in a P7. What can Van Beets do? He's beginning his lap. Well, Canopus, he's actually starting his as well, but picking up a slipstream from his teammate. Very interesting there. So De Hammer looks to be on his lap as he comes through the final sector. Final sector being very tricky, especially that right hander. Very easy to lose the rear, and then you've got this very off-camber corner where it goes uphill and then straight back down after the apex. De Hammer able to go through that quite well.
Yeah, plus he finished the lap. And he goes in the last corner and he's gonna get a 1.34 but let's not forget he's on medium.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not really about the right-hander, to be honest, in the last sector. I mean, personally, the most problem I have with this left-hander being up, because you can't really decide how you have to brake, and I mean, in tier 2 it's not really gonna be a problem, but without brake assist, without ABS, it's really a pain. You basically not overbroke yourself, but you basically lock up the tire almost all the time.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It will be quite a difficult thing for the people. As I caught that, that's a very good time by Canopus, who has just gone
Yep.
pole by
Well done.
3/10. A great lap by the Renault driver to get himself to the top.
Yeah, really well done. I mean, let's say, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the last 2 races, he wasn't really, well, he was in top 10 for contention, but not really like as a top 5 material, let's say, so far. Right now, it seems to, I don't know, maybe this track suits him really well, maybe?
Yeah, that would be. It wouldn't be the worst thing to say.
Yeah. Also, I did so in the chat, Bailey, that I think you mentioned it to me before the start of the stream, that Absinthe is really a guy to look on.
Yeah, I'm watching him now. He dominated the Tier 4 race last week, so he has been promoted up into Tier 2 for this race. So it'll be interesting to see how he does over the course of the race today, and how he goes up against some of the fast guys, such as Satoshi, Timo, and Justin.
Yeah, I mean, with this last, with this recent creation of Tier 4, it can definitely shows that we can catch some talent. I think there was, so yeah, Absent, I already heard about him quite a few times, about his natural pace. I think there was also Legion, I think I did so, which did some good time in Tier 4.
Yeah, he did.
Absent is gonna only now start his.
He validated. He did a 31.7, but right after Ron did a valid 31.7 and put himself up in a P2. So a great lap by Ron there. Took him behind Canopus, just a tenth back.
Yep.
As Justin begins his lap, let's see what he can do. Timo's already on his lap, so I'll have a look at Timo. Let's have a look at his first sector split.
Tipsy mentioned that this race was gonna be already a good test for him, and that I think as anyone end goal is gonna be to reach for tier 1, of course, but let's not be maybe too fast on him and not throw him on the spot, let's say.
As I think Justin's either aborted that lap or he was on an out lap. He was on an out lap. I can't read apparently. Someone who is on a fast lap though is Timo. He's 5 tenths up on his time as he makes his way through the 3rd sector. The game keeps giving me that horrible camera view that you can't see anything really. So I don't really know why the game keeps giving it to me. Is Timo gonna pit? He does. He boxes. Obviously feels like the lap wasn't good enough, or he got invalidated, or something of that sort. His teammate Satoshi is on the lap. He's in P3 currently. Let's see what he can do to challenge the top 2.
So Pemi, wasn't he a reserve for last race, I think?
I believe he was, but I think he has been given a full-time seat.
Yeah, and I think that it got 1-2 in the last race, I think.
Yes, I believe it was. It was a 1-2.
It seems like maybe it's gonna be the start. Yeah, thank you, Chief. So yeah, Pemi is definitely full-time now.
Nefluke with a 31.3 puts himself on pole position. A great lap by Nefluke.
Well done.
To get himself up there by 3 tenths. A fantastic lap by the Mercedes driver, the reserve.
Yeah, sorry, Bailey, I just wanted to point out, Justin and Pemi are on exact same time.
Oh yeah, they are. Oh,
Exactly.
Justin
And
just did a massive corner cut on his
yeah,
cooldown lap. I don't know whether he's frustrated with his lap, but
I don't know. I think this is about to start it.
he has started the lap, but he must have made a mistake or something of that sort, because he is not continuing that lap.
Yeah, as Absinthe still have not set a fast lap. Maybe he has waited this whole time to play his game, I would suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So he also has, as Chief mentions, just a reminder everyone, so the reserve for this race are Absinthe and Nefluk, as you mentioned, and Nefluk is on pole. I mean, it's kind of always like the reserve drivers is pretty impressing the most every time they go on. And yeah, Pixie is on a rise bound due to the last race, let's say. I'm not gonna comment too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we knew what happened. We commented on it. I think that's
yeah.
enough said.
So yeah, I'm not gonna comment too much on that.
And so, there's not really anyone on the lap. Everyone's like, sort of on like a cooldown lap. Is Canopus on the lap? Canopus is on the lap. He was 2/10 up there. Let's see what he can do. He's a 10th up now, so he's lost a 10th coming through the middle sector. Let's see what he can do through the final. He's keeping it nice and clean. He's in number 3 ERS. He doesn't have much deployment left.
I think he got the corner. I think.
It did look like it. And I think he has, because he's pulled into the pit lane, missing the pit lane. Almost. But
well, to be honest, it's quite easy to sometimes just miss it when you tend to be surprised by how fast it's go. And yeah, still no time for Absent, so I think he's on a lap. Yes,
he is on a lap.
He's on one hot lap. Let's see. I think he's going through turn 8.
Yep.
7, sorry. Turn 8 now, and then 9. Maybe to come to the fast right under. He's gonna come back on the 3rd gear, quickly 4th gear, 5 gear for the next zero zone, 6, 7 gear. He's pushing it all on, 8. It's gonna come now for turn 13. He's gonna stay, oh, he stayed actually on gear, 4th gear. Now he's come back on 3rd, go to the left-hander, turn 15 and then turn 16.
Looking like a very nice lap so far.
So far, yes. But he has almost no more ERS right now. He's gonna come for the last turn 18. And it's gonna be, he has no more ERS and it's
P2, a great lap by Aston.
I think, yeah, the lack of ERS in maybe the last 2 corners maybe costed him, I would say. I'm not sure, to be honest. It's still a really good lap, as he's gonna start on P2. The 2 reserve guys, again, they're on the front.
Yeah, 2 reserves on the front row of the grid currently. Let's see what the full-time drivers can say about that. Satoshi half a 10th up through sector 1 as he comes down on the long back straight to get his middle sector split, see what he can do. He's currently sat in P6 with a 31.9 and wanting to improve, and he is by 1.5 tenths, 1 3/4 attempts as he comes through the middle sector, the final sector. And now coming up to the final chicane on the Sochi Autodrome, and now coming into coming up to the 2 90-degree corners. The penultimate corner and the final corner. A good exit, doesn't really matter too much of the final corner. You just want to push, and he goes P4 with 31.6.
Well done. Well done. Let's say well done, but also not enough, but still, I mean, basically just to pick up the points one after another to come back on Timo in the standings.
Yeah, Timo hasn't been doing too well in the last couple of races, especially in qualifying. I think he qualified P15 last week. He's currently sat in P11, and he's pulled to the pits, and that will be his qualifying over for Team Mode. He will not be able to get it back out in time. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for the McLaren driver. He'll be starting further down the grid of what he would have hoped, I assume.
I don't know. Maybe he did wanted to start like P11 to have the free choice of tires. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe Pixel 4 temps up. So we'll see what he can do as he comes through the final sector. Now down at
Knop is also on. Yeah, Knop is also on the hot lap. Nefluk is gonna start his own.
Yeah, he is.
So Absent is absent. So he's not gonna do another lap.
As Pixel.
And I think Satoshi may try another one. I'm not sure. I think not. He seems to have.
If my eyes don't deceive me, I'm pretty sure that just said Canopus was 4 tenths up through the first sector.
Oof.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe he's gonna go under the 130. Oh, ooh, that was close. I did think he would have cut the corner with this, but he didn't.
What can Canopus do coming through the middle sector? He's 4 tenths up still. This lap is fantastic by the Renault driver if he can string it together.
Fastest sector too. Let's see. He's gonna come the last few corners. I think he will do it.
Maybe, but you'll have to hook the whole lap up.
Nef is only 1/10 better this on first sector.
As Canopus is going to come across the line and goes pole by 2 tenths. What can the challengers behind do? Nefluk and Ron, probably the only 2 people that can maybe challenge. Maybe Pemi and Vinny. We'll have to see. What can Nefluk do? Can he get on pole position? He's 2 tenths up. So that is enough for pole position if he can hold it the whole way around the lap.
It's going to be close still, I think.
Yeah, it is going to be close. Is it going to be the Renault or the Mercedes driver? We'll have to see as Nefluk comes through these couple corners. What can he do? He was 2 tenths up coming through the middle sector split. That would have been enough for pole. But what can he do as he comes across the line now? And it's pole position! It's a 1 minute 30.999. It is pole position for Nefluk currently. What can Ron do? What can Ron do?
Yeah, I'm not thinking this was intentional by Nef.
Ron can't beat it. He's only got a 10th quicker and it was invalid.
Yeah, I'm not thinking it was on purpose by Nef.
What wasn't? Doesn't the spin at the end?
Yeah. And there was also Vinny already.
So, I think Vinny had already crossed the line, maybe.
Corsa is gonna come as P13.
I believe it's just Inferno Koi and Canopus to cross the line, and they're both on about lap. So Nefluk is on pole position for the Tier 2 Russian Grand Prix.
Bailey, I have to say it, controversy. PLG S01 mentioned Nefluk maybe try to bring a yellow flag to prevent everyone to get a good last run.
I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing in this game. I don't think you need to slow down, because during the qualifying session where people are slowing down dotted around the track, there's yellow flags everywhere when people are letting through. So I don't think that's a thing on this game.
I think, it sounds like kinda some. Well, it depends on you see it. People in the chat seem to say either it's a Schumacher kind of thing, which is like, really mean, or it's like Bottas in Mexico, which is like mistake. Depends on which side of the fence you are, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
Nefluk on pole position, the only driver to get into the 1 minute 30s from Canopus in P2.
And I just want to point this out. Out of the 5 guys in the championship standings, only Satoshi and Pixel are in the top 10 this race.
That is interesting.
Timo is P12, Motocross P13. I think keyboard was P14, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be the race. It looks like it's not gonna rain, I think. I don't know if we have yet the... Yeah.
But before that, a message from our sponsor.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Are you okay, man? Yeah, I'm okay. These guys are impossible to race with. Impossible. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe it. I was killed someone. What is it doing? He turned it on me. What the hell is that?
Just came back from the circus, I didn't see it.
What an idiot. So blame the tractor. Honestly, what the fuck are you doing here?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the dying time's here.
Fluke leading the way on the formation lap as they come through turn 3, the long curly corner. That really warms up that left hand side tyre as they make their way around the formation lap for the start of the Russian Grand Prix.
Yeah. It's gonna be, I think, could be interesting. As I said, the 5 championship contenders are kinda, let's say, almost all in bad places. I mean, for the start of this race, we're gonna definitely try to get back on and not get bullied by those reserve and pesky guys just coming in and grabbing the wins. We'll say.
Yeah, the stream's stuttering.
Ah, yeah.
Let's hope the lag stops before the race begins. It looks like it has. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong. As they get ready for the start of the race.
I think I'm gonna follow Absinthe for the start of this race. As of course you'll watch
The front of the grid.
Yeah. Gonna watch from him to see, or maybe Satoshi actually.
Let's see what happens for the start of the Tier 2 race at Russia. Who will rise to the top? Who will fall to the bottom? No, in Tier 2 the majority of them will fall to the bottom.
Yeah. Let's be careful about the slipstream. It's gonna be massive at the start.
Yep, Tipsy saying if we get 2 DNFs, £50. And if there's any takers, but we've got to find that out first as we have 5 red lights here in the Sochi Autodrome. And it's not lights out currently, it's coming and it's lights out. And away we go, Left Luke getting a good start. Whoa. Satoshi getting a good start as well. Canopolis didn't really get the best. Absinthe falling down the grid. Let's go 3 wide, racing down to turn 2. No collisions as of yet. De Hammer quite far down in the back as it's 3 wide coming into turn 1. What's going to happen here? That was inevitable as someone's around. It's I don't know who's around, but they must have gotten back into the straight line again. I thought so. Is Canopolis going to have a go at Absinthe? It doesn't look like it. Vinny and Timo battling away. Was Vinny going to the inside? It's another 3 wide moment. This is insane as they race their way down through the middle sector now.
I think it went better than I expected. I expected way worse, to be honest.
Very clean start.
Timo is P6.
Yeah, great start by Timo.
Oh, I don't even understand. I think didn't he? I wouldn't say cut, but went by the escape road at turn 1. I think he did. To avoid Viney and not remember who it was. Maybe it was wrong.
Maybe
Yes, I think it was wrong because
Van Beet and Ron going side by side into the sharp hairpin. Van Beet's getting the move done.
yeah, Ronks has the front wing damage. He did have contact with Viney, I think. So it's not really like he outbreak and hurt Viney, just that Viney, yeah, was in this free wide and there was no way for him to pass cleanly. So yeah, and Ronks is in the pit.
Yeah, he is.
Definitely for his front wing change.
Yeah,
I think
so
Inferno Koi and Never.
and Pixel,
Yeah.
they're all pitting the casualties of the
First
race, of the first lap.
Yeah, I would guess so. Mercedes, Red Bull, Haas and Alfa Romeo have all front wing change to do. Never is gonna go on the hard. Okay,
I think
interesting.
the hard will just make it to the end, if I'm honest.
Yeah, definitely.
You strap on a set of hards and you're guaranteed to make them last.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if maybe they're gonna try to stretch out the medium tires until the end of the race.
I think it's possible.
Yeah, Pretorius mentioned that you can do the roll race on medium. So, not much reason for it. I kinda disagree. I mean, doing yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's the kind of track or you can be way too confident and actually lose time by doing some silly mistakes. So maybe better having hard tires to just be safe.
Yes, Wimpy's
no need to
going
be
around
cautious.
as Joel's going up the inside of Wimpy. Is he going to get the move done? Wimpy's around! Wimpy
no.
is around. There must have been contact between the side pod of Joel and Wimpy's front wheel. Now Wimpy has wing damage and is around, falling down to P16. After setting the fastest lap of the race, are we going to have a change in lead? It looks
yeah.
like it. Very close between the two as DRS gets enabled. Absif are going on at the outside line, coming in down to turn 2. Is he going to get the move done on Neflug? He does, and into the lead of the race as the Ferrari driver go. The two reserves battling it out for glory here at Russia, and it's only lap 3.
And Nicolidis, yeah, after I would say a bad start, I think, is now back to P8.
As Makenda and Van Beets go side by side through turn 3. Van Beets trying to hang around the outside. Who's going to get the move done? I think Makenda's trying to get it on Van Beets. Van pushing Makenda off the circuit. Oh, there's contact! No. Van Beets thought he was clear, but now he's into the wall, and Motocrosser gets ahead of both of them. For now, what is Makenda going to do? Is he going to try and go up the inside of Motocrosser? He's got ahead of Van Beets. Joel doesn't decide to act on anything of the carnage ahead. As it looks pretty, as it calms down, Makenda now can focus on Motocrosser ahead. Motocrosser has gained 2 positions as the front 3 starting to run away a bit from Justin and Satoshi. As Joel and Van Beet, are they battling? They look like momentarily, but not anymore.
Yeah. No, I think sadly it was on. I think Van Beet did a mistake. I think he thought he was far enough Makenda to come back on the racing line, but it was too early, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Are we going to have a change in the lead? Absif just running away from Neflug. It doesn't look like Neflug's close enough anymore to go for a move. He's close enough for the DRS. I don't think there will be a move on this occasion. What about Canopus? No, he doesn't go for it. As we look through the field, Vinny might get an attack from Nicolodis, and it doesn't look like it as he opts to stay behind Makenda and Motocross, and nothing happening with them. Russia not known for creating the best of races, and it's certainly proving correct right now. It's very hard to overtake around here. In the middle sector, it's only really a long straight, and you have to be quite close. DRS not looking to be too strong.
Yeah, has just got a 3-second time penalty for going a bit wide outside of turn 7. I think that's gonna be the start of, say, for many drivers for those kind of penalties.
As Pemi goes up the inside of Nico there, contact a bit on the rear wheels, but nothing too serious as Pemi is still alongside. They've both got DRS, so we'll see who's running the lower error here. It looks to be Pemi as Nico yields a position and falls down to P9, promoting Pemi up into P8.
Nice, decisive move from Pemi. It was really nice.
Looks like Absint's got the edge over Netflix through the final sector. That's where Absinthe really pulls away from the Mercedes driver. Makenda is quite close to Motocrosser. I would say there might be a move on here. Makenda on a different compound than Motocrosser, Makenda on the mediums. Motocrosser on the softs. What can Makenda do? He's gaining on the Alfa Romeo driver at quite a rapid pace and no ERS by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Motocrosser just decides to let him go and not risk it, but that might put him under pressure from Joel here.
Does he have some
like Joel's gonna go
damage?
for him.
Yeah. Does he have some damage? Because I mean, yeah, I don't really understand why he let him by so easy.
He doesn't have damage. Canomas picks up another 3-second time penalty. That's pretty hefty at this point in the race to be on lap 5 and picking up 2 penalties. Could really cost him quite a lot near the end of the race. Definitely staying within that DRS of Absinthe, who is still leading the race in that Ferrari. And doing pretty good job of it. Pemi off the circuit!
I think there was contact. Yeah.
I didn't get it in time, but Ron has retired from the race. There doesn't look like there's going to be any safety car, which is quite rare for the F1 game. Yes, there is a VSC. Is a virtual safety car.
He wasn't really in the middle of the track. He just, let's say, perpendicular in the outside.
I don't believe. Yeah, maybe he might have just clipped the outside blue strip, and that might have just set him off. But he's managed to keep hold of it as Timo pulls into the pit lane.
Keyboard is also in the pit lane.
That might not be the worst decision. This could be a free pit stop as they get underway again.
Yeah.
I thought I saw someone close. It was Motocrosser and Makenda.
I think it ended too soon for Timo to really take an advantage from.
I think the mediums can go to the end.
Yeah, but I mean the VSC ended, I think, too early for him to really benefit from getting under it.
I think he was about halfway down the pit lane, so he might. I think the motor gain is about 5 seconds, maybe, which could be a lot on the near the end of this race once penalties are factored in. Nefluke obviously didn't get the best of the VSC.
He's out of
that DRS.
And Konop, even if he had those 2 penalties of 3 seconds, is still pushing on and on.
Yeah, he really wants to get ahead of Nefluke and hopefully try and catch Absinthe, who is quite far up the road now, not within DRS anymore. So that's going to frustrate Nefluke. Hopefully he might be able to get back onto it.
As we have a battle for P6 between Viney, Pemi and Nicolaides.
Yeah, obviously Pemi tried to go for a move earlier, but something happened and that sent him off the track. We'll see what he can do this time, if he can get close enough for a move. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, really on the back of him, but it's not yet managed to do it. Maybe in this left-hander.
I don't think he's going for one though. Maybe through the right. He doesn't opt for it.
Yeah, Viney went really on the curb. Yeah.
Yeah, Pemi looks to really have a decent pace advantage over Vinny. He's taking a lot more speed into a lot of these corners. And I think it might stay that way for a couple of laps as Vinny picks up a 3-second penalty. 3-second penalty, which that's not going to help his cause at all.
Joel lost it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be mean on Joel, but I remember when I did watch him in Singapore, I thought like he seems to have some pace, definitely, he seems to have some good mindset about how to enter the race. The thing is, every time he's starting to get closer and closer behind another driver, he has some hard time to think about an overtake and to try it. And eventually, well, when you keep staying behind the other guy, it's like, yeah, you're starting to do some mistakes. Yeah,
Pemi
and he
hits the back of Vinny. He's definitely going to get the move done here.
I think he's gonna be done now.
I think, yeah, I think that is the move done for Pemi.
Definitely. Nicolidis may want some pieces from it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Vinny!
think that's gonna be side by side.
Just
Yes.
picks up a 3-second time penalty. What can Pemi do? Say in terms of defending, he's going around the outside. Can he hold it? He runs off circuit. Vinny,
Yeah.
Vinny edging ahead again. It looks like Vinny's got the position back. Vinny's
no,
around!
there's contact.
Vinny's around! And I think Pemi more pushed him around. And that's Nico up to P6 as Pemi's got wing damage. Big incident there between those two drivers, and that is going to hamper them a lot. Vinny hardly got any front wing left, as Pemi has got some damage to the end plates of his car.
I have to say, I'm not really sure what happened, to be honest.
It looked like Pemi had just tapped Vinny, and that was obviously that, as Motocrosser and Makenda battled momentarily.
Yeah, but of course has repassed him, as he did let him through, let's say. Before.
Yes, that's true. Netflix still trying to get back into that DRS range. Makenda still trying to get ahead.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get him back. I think Pemi just had some damage from it.
Yeah, Pemi pulls into the pit lane as Joel's on the back of Vinny. So I'll try it. As Joel's up in a P10 now, keeping his nose clean, doesn't look like anything's gonna come of those.
Front wing chain from Pemi.
And
Joel's
going
trying
round the
on
outside
Vinny.
on Vinny. Oh, gets pushed off the circuit there, having a corner cut. And it's very close between the two drivers. Vinny is very
Come on, Joel, come on.
very defensive. Joel goes up the inside and looks to have the move done until Vinny goes up the inside. So my controller disconnects. That's always fun. Satoshi picks up a 3-second penalty. And it looks like Jules has got the move done for now. And yeah, he does.
I think fair enough. Viney kinda, I wouldn't say push him out, but take the whole track for him in turn 1. So I would say that, yeah, it's just return from Joel, I would say.
Yeah, I think it was all fair racing there. No one got any penalties from any sort of corner cutting, so I'd say that's a fair game.
So yeah, as Praetorius is mentioning, well, I'm not sure about Timo because Praetorius mentioned that Timo might have quite some advantage by having pitted early, but he's still 29 seconds behind the leader, so he's not really gaining yet anything. Let's see. As one of the leaders some of the leaders are pitting, Absinthe and Justin.
Yeah, Netflix staying in for one more lap. Absolutely didn't pit. I didn't actually notice that. I was focusing on Makenda and Motocrosser and their little battle. Speaking of it, Makenda's going to go for a move on the inside line. Who's going to get P4, which is now it's Makenda. Motocrosser not really fighting it for now, but now he is on the outside. He doesn't go for it. Makenda's got the move done. As Van Beets picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's down in P16. Not a great race. So far?
Yeah, so far really strange strategy from the Corsa. It doesn't seem to fight that hard against Makenda. I'm not pretty sure what's happening for him.
I don't know either. If I'm honest, those soft tires will be going off now quite a bit. I think that'll have something to do with it. Netflix will be really pushing now on his in-lap. Let's see what he can do. The Hammer picks up a 3-second time penalty. Netflix his teammate is really going for it here. He's really attacking all these corners as much as he can. We'll see where he comes out relative to the other two, in Absinthe and Canotis, and they've got some clean air on track. Satoshi pits, Nico will be pitting, McKenna's on medium, so he won't be, but I'm interested to see where when Netflix comes out compared to Absinthe and
Let's see.
Canotis. I'll run on board of Absinthe and see where he comes out. It looks like I think he will definitely get out ahead of the Mercedes. I think,
He even took some advantage, I think.
Absinthe got a very big gap now, 2.5 seconds. As Netflix falls down to P3.
Yeah, I think it's because he was behind Viney and he got so he did got quite some slipstream from him.
Yeah, it might have been. So Absinthe got a pretty big advantage now. Netflix has fallen down to a factor P3. So not looking too good for him. The undercut must be very strong round Russia.
Yeah, as Timo is now P9, let's see. Maybe he's gonna try now to come back little by little. The guy who just P10.
Maybe I'm looking at Absinthe and Vinny right now. And I think Absinthe's gonna get the move done on Vinny. I think it'll be a pretty easy move.
No need to contest for Viney. Better keeps on his own strategy, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think there's any need to fight. So no real.
Let's see now if the last three runners on soft is gonna hit. Motocrossers keep on. Joyce is pitting and Viney is pitting too.
So yeah, but Prix away for what was a Netflix. Motocrosser not pitting, not setting the fastest lap of the race. So
Interesting.
not looking fast so far.
Yeah, as Timo is now P7. He's getting, I think he's starting to close the gap on Justin.
Yeah, I think he is. Actually, no, I think the gap was 9/10 last lap between them. So I think the gap's been extended because obviously Timo was on a bit older tyres, so it's to be expected.
I'm not sure if the overcut was a good idea by Motocrosser. Well, he's kinda in nowhere, so he's not gonna get some bad air in front or behind him, or get overtaken. So let's see.
Netflix picked up a 3-second time like that. So
As there is yellow flag in sector 1.
It's Van Beets through turn 3. Very interesting to see there. You don't really see a car being spun at that part of the circuit. He might have had coming together with someone that we haven't seen.
I don't know.
As Motocrosser pulls into the middle.
And Absinthe was about to go on the back of Motocrosser.
I think Vinny's just got past Joel.
So right now,
Netflix, oh god, they're really juggling.
Strange battle, to be honest. Absinthe seems to have quite the edge, but it's not like all the time, let's say.
Yeah, Canotis has really closed the gap to Absinthe. It's now a second. So that's going to be interesting for the battle between them two. If Canotis is that fast, maybe Absinthe was faster on the soft compound
As Viney is gonna try on Motocrosser, he's forcing him to let him some space on the inside for the next corner. And I think there is also Joel. Yeah, Joel think about doing some move on the outside. Oh no, he's gonna try the switchback. Oh, not enough traction, I think.
No move on there unless a bit of a dive. Doesn't look like it.
So yeah, I'm not sure it's really worth from the Motocrosser to do the overcut, as he's now just in front of Joel. So
Yeah, so it's not really the overcut's just not the way to go in this race. Knopfler's very close now to Absinthe, who is looking to respond. Can he respond? He can't. Neither can Neathlu. Neathlu really falling down the order.
Yeah, also Satoshi is on the back of Timo, of his teammate.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
So let's see.
Will the two McLarens battle?
I mean, both are fighting for the championship. So Satoshi doesn't care that he's on a different strategy. He wanna pass. He will pass. I mean, he wants to pass it anyway. So there's not gonna be any, let's say, nice maneuver. I think between the two. It's not gonna let him pass.
Yeah, it's gonna is within that 1 second window now.
Yeah, not like any Russia 2018, I would say.
Oh, Nico and Neathlu
Yeah.
picking up 3 second time penalties each.
Satoshi is right on the back of Timo.
I don't know whether there's going to be some team orders, but like you said, they're on the fight for the championship, so you wouldn't think so.
Timo has quite an advantage, so we can let him go.
Yeah, Timo's not really fighting it. That was to be expected, I would say.
Well, it's pretty wise from Timo. Don't fight with your teammate anyway. There's still quite some race, and you still have quite an advantage of 50 points in the championship. So there's no. I mean, I think he can figure out that so far Satoshi hasn't headed up to the top 3 yet during the soft. So I think he certainly knows that Satoshi can't get to them. So that he won't lose too much point anyway. So just let him buy and don't fight too hard for it.
Yeah.
Pretty clever move.
Yeah. Maybe Timo might use Satoshi to drag him along.
What?
Which wouldn't be the worst idea. Novice
Well,
is now within 5 tenths of Ferrari.
Also, I'm interested to see how many laps Mackinder will go with his tires, as he's now the guy with the most, let's say, wear on his medium tires.
I think they'll be around P17. P17?
Yeah.
Lap 17. Lap 18.
Maybe he should think about pitting before, because he will get, let's say, overtaken by Absinthe and Konop, so he's gonna lose a bit of time.
He is. Absinthe's gonna get DRS from Mackinder if Mackinder doesn't pit this lap, which doesn't look like he's gonna do by the looks of it.
Yeah, and Konop is right on the back of Absinthe.
Yes, Mackinder.
Yeah.
Mackinder's in the pit lane.
I think it's a wise decision.
Yeah, also we'll get DRS now. Can not miss get a good run off the final corner. It doesn't look like it.
And Konop is has his DRS on Absinthe. Maybe he's gonna try this lap.
He's put it down to no ARS, so it doesn't look like it. Doing that with DRS opens a bit dangerous.
Fake, but quite aggressive move. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kinda. I mean, I'm mostly impressed that he didn't lose control of his car, because with such a move you could easily lose it. With the back of those cars being so heavy. Yeah. Mackinder's come back on P9, and to be honest, isn't far from, well, not the lead of course, but I think he can get back to maybe P7.
Oh, Vinny and Larson going side by side. Is Motocross going to get a piece of that? He's not. Vinny gets ahead and back into the points paying positions. And it looks like it'll stay that way for a bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mention for the chat, Chief, at the moment Konop has has 9 seconds of penalty. So yeah, he really has to pass Absinthe and to pull quite a gap, which I think so far with the pace Absinthe has shown, I think it's kinda It looks kinda impossible, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like it. Right now, McKenda's come out in P9, so he must have done quite a good couple of laps if he's been able to come out in that position.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Codemasters going to have a go on this occasion? The US Open, it doesn't look like
Yeah,
it.
there's quite a
Vinny
battle
picks
for
up-
P10 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on
Yeah.
the lead right now. Obviously I will be looking at the top two.
Yeah, Makenda is on the back of Pemi. Pemi is letting him by.
Yeah, doesn't look like it. Is Larson gonna have another
Larson,
goal?
yeah,
Vinny,
I think he's gonna
Larson's
go.
really pulled in on him there, and it looks like Larson might have the move done. Very close between the two.
Yeah.
And Vinny's still
Gonna get
holding on.
another
Yeah,
3-second
another-
penalty.
Absif hasn't actually got a penalty, so that could be the big game changer.
Yeah. I think right now the top 3 is gonna be Absinthe, Nefluk and Justin, I think.
Possibly.
I'm gonna check quickly about the penalty of the
I don't know whether I've seen any penalties for Justin.
Yeah. Absinthe has nothing. Nefluk has 2 penalties actually. And Justin has 1 penalty. So let's say
Oh, he has two now, Justin. He just picked
Oh.
one up.
And yeah, so another one.
Is Vinny gonna have a go here? Very ambitious if he does.
Yeah, seems
Yes,
quite. Oh,
he
yeah.
is. He's going for it. Up the inside. It's a very half-hearted attempt, so it doesn't make anything of the move. As McKenda's on the back of Nico. That was close. Between the two. Doesn't look like anything's going to happen here. It looks like the fight for the lead is going off. It is, as Codemasters goes around the outside and gets the move done. Let me just go back on board of
No need to fight for
Makenda.
Absinthe.
Makenda's going past Nico and up in a P7. A great move by him. Let's have a look at Vinny and Larson. What's going on here? It looks like Vinny's going up the inside of Larson. Is Motocross going to have a go? Larson able to brake later since he doesn't have as much
Motocross
speed.
is
Motocross is going to follow
come
Vinny
in.
through. Larson's going to have none of that and hold it round the outside. Looked like he was going to have a go on Vinny, but doesn't think anything of it. Now, Absinthe is down to P2. What can Nefluk do? Or can Absinthe retake the lead? This Codemasters does have 9 seconds of penalties. So it's going to be very difficult for Codemasters to actually win this race.
I think it's not even 9 seconds, Chief. I think it's even 12 seconds. I can recheck, but I think it's 12 seconds that Kono has.
It might be 12, but
It is 12. It is 12.
yeah. Okay. Well, a 12-second gap is not that easy to pull out.
No. So far, all the race has gone. It seems quite unlikely that's gonna. And Absinthe has no penalty, I think. If I do.
Absinthe doesn't have a penalty. And setting the fastest lap of the race.
He has some warnings, but he has no penalty. As Makenda keeps going faster and faster. He was 8 seconds, let's say 9 seconds behind Timo. He's now 4.5, and that's still 8 laps left. So maybe he's gonna actually threaten the both McLarens maybe. And with all the penalty from Konop and Neff, maybe he can even actually collect a podium if he gets close enough.
Maybe we'll have to see. Unfortunately, this race so far is not Thunderdome approved by OC2. So
Yes.
we need something to happen. We need a safety car, because as soon as the safety car comes out in this tier, it's
We need
instantly
a-
Thunderdome approved, because everything happens.
We need a Daniel Kvyat, do you mean, or something like that?
Yeah, I think Motocrosser and Larson are the closest together right now. Obviously the top two.
I can imagine the the train station voice. We need some action, please. Someone please get the action. It is requested at turn 2, please. Someone, please.
The grandstand at turn 17 is getting extremely bored. Can someone just go up the inside there?
If there's no action, maybe I can mention what I mentioned to you before the race.
Yeah, sure, go for it. I don't think,
Definitely, of course, cut me. If there's any action, I'm just gonna keep looking at it. So, people, as you, well, we are all a F1 game community. As you certainly all know, there's the news about F1 2020, which finally came out, I think, yesterday. Yeah.
Woo! Lawson's around!
What? Oh no! Oh, no.
It's as soon as you start talking, something happens.
Cool. I must keep talking then.
Yeah, Lawson's
It's
around.
not a crash, sadly. It's not a crash. In turn 2? In turn 2, but not.
Yeah, Lawson was around. Absinthe picked up a 3-second penalty. So, okay.
Yeah, so back to the new game. So, it's gonna, as you all know, it's gonna come out on the 10th of July, or the 7th if you buy the Michael Schumacher edition of the game. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna repeat everything which has been said in the game. I think just two things I noticed, but maybe you have missed, guys. Not saying you didn't check or anything, but just saying. First, about the My Team thing that everyone is talking about, I suppose, about this new game, is the fact that I would say let's maybe not get too much hyped up, because many people who, for example, watch Arav did thought that it could be like some kind of motorsport manager in F1 2020, as I've seen.
Yeah,
That's gonna.
I just wanted to interrupt, but I just wanted to let you talk. He's going up the inside.
Well done.
And he gets the move done for now. Knoppers might have a look though. This is all helping Netflix catch up if these two keep battling.
Also, even if he has 12 seconds of penalty, Justin is 7 seconds down, Nef. So, yeah, and Satoshi is even closing on him.
But Justin does also have 6 seconds of penalties.
Yeah.
So, it might come down to we don't know who's going to win the race or be on the podium.
Yeah.
Again. So, it's becoming a recurring theme, and I'm not really that fond of it, if I'm honest. Actually, you know what? It's quite nice because it's just some surprise. It's a nice surprise. Nefluke probably really want to catch up to this group.
Yeah.
So these two really need a battle. If I want to see another 3-wheel battle for the lead.
I think Satoshi is gonna pass Justin in the next zero zone. He's fully on the back of him. Oh no, he lost it.
He loses the rear. So does Justin.
Justin too.
So does Justin. Justin hits the wall. That was very weird, actually. I don't know what happened to Hammer.
I think he was mad against himself. I think he did lose some traction too. And he's not. Yes, he's gonna get DRS, but I think he's maybe a bit too far for it.
Yeah, I think Knox was a similar. But maybe not. Justin, some immense straight line speed as he goes up the inside, and it looks like he's got the. No, you never have the move done. Every time I say it, he's got the move done through turn 2. The switchback comes out as coming down to turn 4. Oh, he lights back from my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's having. I think he had a screen freeze there, which is not ideal.
Meanwhile, Macanda is now on the back of Timo.
He's really caught up to the back of the McLaren.
Yeah, I think definitely he may be up for some podium again with the penalties of Justin and Konop.
Yeah, I think Macanda only has 1 penalty so far, so quite clean competitive drivers.
Yeah, but I think his tires are gonna start to get on the cliff, and yeah, I think he has to be careful about it. And that will be his first podium of this season. But he did started on the last race. So.
Macanda started a few races ago as a reserve, but I think he now does have a full-time seat. But he gets ahead of Timo anyway. Cannot do anything with Absif. Absif is very strong through the final sector compared to Canopus and Netflix, is what I've noticed. So it's very hard for them for Canopus and Netflix.
Yeah. will close back on them. So yeah, maybe I think there is possibility to talk about the next game. So as I was mentioning about the My Team thing, not to say not to get too much hyped up, but some of people seems to think that it's gonna be kind of like Motorsport Manager included in F1 2020. Let's not forget that 2 months ago there was the news that the FOM, the Formula One group, asked the company behind Planet Coaster, I don't remember the name, to make a Motorsport Manager game, and not a game for mobile, but really a game for PlayStation 5, Xbox, the next one, and PC. So it's not gonna be the goal, I think, anyway, of Codemasters to do some kind of Motorsport Manager in their game, because they are not like, let's say, a simulation. They are like an arcade game, but their goal is racing. It's not really the management side of things, I would say, in the next game. And also, maybe something you didn't mention too, too, is that in the Michael Schumacher edition, there is mention of a unique podium celebration, which does mean for me is that we will be able to choose, not let's say customize, because I don't think Codis will be able to do that, but to choose a podium celebration for us with our character, with our avatar. This is what I thought, but in the French PR stuff that they did send to the YouTuber.
Canopus going up the inside.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Canopus is... Has he got the move done? It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, he's got the move.
So yeah, in the French PR stuff that the French YouTubers received, it's not mentioning a unique podium celebration, but a unique emote podium celebration. And so I think it's maybe actually something like in the kind of Fallout 76 kind of thing, where you have some kind of role and you choose an emote to say nice or good job or this kind of thing. I don't think it's gonna be that, but because that looks quite odd, if I'm being honest, as Viney is getting passed on Motocrosser.
Yeah, it's Motocrosser trying to have a go at Vinny. We've been eyeing him up for a while now and catching him, and it looks like he wants to get past him now as we're on lap 24-27. So we are near the end of the race.
Yeah, Sonny, there was a virtual safety car at the start of the race. I mean, not the start, I think it was around lap 5, I think.
Yeah.
Or 3, yeah. So yeah, what else to say about the new game? Well, definitely Codis haven't said yet, of course, everything about the new game, about the new features that's gonna put into. I mean, plus with the current situation, I think at some point they had to show something about the game. Usually it's around the period of April that they announce the game. Then at the end of April they start to show new things about the game. I would suppose that the first thing they're gonna show is gonna be the new track of Zandvoort and Hanoi. Pretty sure it's gonna be the first thing they wanna show.
As Satoshi gets past Justin, he gets the move done. If I'm honest, I've driven Zandvoort on different games, and if it is the same layout, but I don't think F1 would be too great around there, if I'm honest. Like, it's not really. I know.
Suited for it.
It's a very tight circuit. It's another Monaco, I would say. It's not to that extreme, but it does have that Monaco feel, especially coming through the first couple corners.
Well, to be honest, for me, I do mostly agree with you, but I don't know, there is a feeling about this track that I like. It's like a karting track. It's like a track where you go fast. The goal is just to go fast, basically, in some nice landscape, let's say. And well, in the French community, when we heard about this track coming back, we kept having a joke, is that with all of us speed and corners and beach, the dune, we kept thinking that the dune will be some kind of ramp, that if one driver goes off, he's gonna end up in the North Sea. with such inclination and with us, yeah. But I mean, I'm really willing to say, yeah. I mean, I think yes, to watch it in real life, I think it's maybe a boring fest. But I think to play it, I think it must be awesome. I didn't try it yet, but I think it must be
I mean,
awesome.
I've done Zandvoort in GT cars. And it's a fun circuit to drive. It's not one of my favourites, but it's fun.
Yeah. And what do you think then about Hanoi? What do you expect from it?
I can't really say if I'm honest, because looking at the track layout, it's just a bit. It looks like it's got that turn 3 rusher in smacked in the middle of it. It's got like the maggots and backers coming through the final sector. It's got that long Baku straight, just without the ping pong corners. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it so far from what I can tell. If it would produce good racing, it hasn't been tested on like with any other cars or like anything really. It hasn't been raced on, so say it produces.
While reading Reddit posts about this race, at first people were, let's say, mad about it. They say, "Oh, come on, another tilt dome," let's say.
Yeah.
Tilt. Yeah, we don't care where we go anymore. And lately, people are like, "Hey, this track seems cool," but I mean, if you look at basically first and second sector, it's basically Baku last sector, okay? And the third sector that everyone seems to love, they say, oh, it looks great, look, you need to have some skills to pass through those corners quite fast. Yeah, quite fast, so you can't pass anyone, because it's too close. So, I think it's gonna be even worse than that. I mean, in the case of no overtaking, I think it's gonna be worse. Because, yeah, the track's gonna be interesting and everything, and even I think maybe kinda boring.
Absif may have a go here. Absif up the inside line! Coming down there was quite a dive! As they go side by side now.
The last lap.
It's the last lap. We got caught up a bit too much talking about Hanoi and Zandvoort. As Codemasters is going to try and go for a switchback move. It doesn't look like he can do it. As it looks like Absif's going to come across the line first. By the looks of it.
Square.
Yeah, he's gonna come across the line to take. Spin around, but he takes victory anyway. Nefluk in P2 doing the exact same thing. Who's gonna get P4?
Yeah, Justin had a lot of penalties, so I guess he's too far back. Satoshi's gonna come in front of Mackinder. A lot of spin.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, a lot of spinning on the exit as. Mackinder P6, Timo P7, Nico P8, Pemi. Oh, Pemi now P8. What about Motocrosser and Vinny?
P10.
Those two are going to go side by side, coming into the penultimate corner. What's going to happen here? Vinny's running deep. Motocrosser predicted it, and Motocrosser is going to come across the line in P10 to collect the last point paying position. And I think.
This is a Thunderdome, I remember. Nice one, Sonny.
I think that's the race. I think that is.
Yeah, last on P12. Wimpy is gonna come P13. I think he did have some bad luck at the start of the race. Quite nice, let's say, to come back in such position. Hammer P14. Inferno Coil P14. Pixel P16. Keyboard's gonna come out last.
Yeah,
I mean, not last.
That is our race.
Woo.
Now, I don't think that race was really fun to go improved. No fun to go.
Yeah, I'm Saint, well done. Just control the race. Well, not really control, to be honest. I mean, maybe I'm speaking too soon. I mean, let's say he was caught up, but maybe he also didn't fight well. Maybe he knew that the guy behind him had penalties anyway, so he just had to stay clean and just keep the pace and not push too hard, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think it will be something.
But I think anyway, coming just from tier 4 to tier 2 and immediately winning your first fight, I think it's great. Well done.
Yeah, it's a fantastic race.
Woo.
As we've got Hammer in the commentators lounge, who didn't really have, he didn't have the best of races, but we'll have a see what he thinks. Hello, Hammer. How are you?
Yeah.
A bit disappointed.
Yeah, just tell us the
I,
race from your perspective.
Well, the story was quick because Keyboard decided he didn't want to start his car when the race start was there, and I was caught off guard. So he was just static on the start line. So I hit his back. I had orange wing damage, and then basically my race was over because I didn't want to go mediums for the entire race, and I didn't want to do a two-stopper. So I went on hards, and that was the tire I didn't practice because I was full on soft mediums, and then the hards had no pace. They had no pace, so from there I was just cruising at the back. Yeah.
It's a shame on your behalf. Do you think without the incidents, where do you think you'd come?
Yeah, that's hard to say. It's hard to predict. I was pretty confident on the softs on the mediums in race pace. I was doing 36, 37s in practice, and on hards I was doing 38 high in the beginning and 37 low in the end. So I know I could have gotten a lot faster. So yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us in the commentators lounge.
Yeah.
No
Thank you.
You'll get them next time. Get those points.
Yeah, sure.
We'll jog you back into the gentleman's lounge.
Thank you.
Well, I see
we've
Absinthe,
let's drag him
the
in.
winner of the race.
So let's bring in the winner of today's race. It is Absinthe. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Anyway,
Absinthe.
Yep. Alright, tell us the race from your perspective. It's very commanding drive all the way throughout. You come up under some pressure from Nefluke and Canopus. How did you deal with it? And congratulations on the win on your debut.
Thank you. So, well, I saw these two guys were had the same pace as me. So the only difference would be penalties or tire strategy. So I went one lap earlier than intended to have the undercut covered, which I had. And then it was just the Renault. Wait, what is this called? Canopis? Yeah, Canopis. So Canopis was in my back. He decided to bid with me, and we just went on from there. So I knew he had 12 seconds worth of penalties, and I had none. So I was if I stick behind him for a few laps and just save up PRS and fuel for a few laps, then I can take the position back and just go on from there. So we had no pressure from behind.
Yeah, well, you still fight quite hard, let's say, with Canop for quite sometimes a few laps.
Yeah, I was let's just have some fun as well. I mean, league racing is all about fun, and when you just stick behind and save your res all the time, it's not fun. So I decided to fight a bit, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and well, you did got pole position plus, I think.
No, I got P3.
Nefluke got pole position with that great lap time.
But yeah, basically, so you went directly from tier 4, winning it, and then directly to tier 2, winning it. What's the next step, man?
I mean, just trying to learn to race without a racing line, I suppose, and try to get in tier 1. But
yeah, so it's your last assist, if I understand correctly.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, well, you're basically all up for it. I mean, I think, yeah, personally on the step to get to fully on no assist. Yes, if you get the ABS right, I think you're almost good to go.
Yeah, true.
I still can't, so.
I still have line on just to help me a bit in the corners, but well, I'm not that confident enough to race league races without a racing line yet.
Yeah. Well, again, well done. I mean, that's such promotion and yeah. What else to say, Bailey? I don't know.
Just a great drive. It was pretty impressive just to see you holding the lead and keeping up with the fast guys at the top of tier 2. So we'll jog you back into the gentleman's lounge and
again, congratulations.
Yeah,
thank you. Have a good night.
Yep.
Yeah,
you too.
You do.
Right, who should we drag in? We've got Canopus. Do we want to drag him in?
Well, yeah, let's say yes. I think.
Hello, Canopus.
Yeah.
Canopus.
Hello.
Hello. Well done. You still got P3 at the end. I think maybe with some frustration, but yeah, podium. I think it's your first one in tier 2.
Yes, I was feeling good today. I had a good pace till the end, but I wanted at least to win in the track because I knew that I had too much penalties that not let me win.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But
Evan,
it was,
you still did some great battle with
yes,
Absent, so
we had good overtakes, but at the end he won me
yeah.
in the last sector.
Mm-mm.
But it was a great race, a great result for Renault, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the first podium from Renault this whole season. I think. Yes, it is.
Maybe,
Yes.
yes.
I believe it is. I can check.
I have the standing in front of me, and yeah, definitely.
But I'm very happy at the end with that result.
Well done. Again, Bailey, do you have any other question for our man here?
No, questions answered. We'll drag you back into the commentators lounge and
Yeah.
let you
Thanks.
talk to your fellow
Thank
competitors.
you all guys.
Yeah, I'll let you pick. I picked last time. So you pick.
Yeah, I really don't know, man. I know that there is Justin who did finish P4.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So Justin, you drove a pretty good race there, coming home across the line in P4, I believe. So just tell us the race from your perspective and the mindset you had throughout the race.
Challenging, definitely, because this race, it was the first ever race I did without traction control. So therefore there was that mindset of not spinning, I guess, out of a corner.
Yeah.
So starting P6, I wasn't really happy at all because, well, I could have done a 131, but then got held up at the last sector. But yeah, a good first lap, and then the top three just had a DRS train and essentially were dragging away, and I was just there hoping to catch up, but never could, so just stayed in P4 for the majority of the race, and that's basically it.
Well, it looked like a pretty consistent drive, and I'd be pretty proud of yourself if you could do that full race with no traction control and your first one, and you didn't spin once. So I think that's a pretty good achievement to have and a good mindset. So yeah, I don't have any further questions. Do you, Max?
To be honest, I don't have either. Sorry. Yeah. But again, thanks for having accepted this interview.
Thank you for having me.
And again, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week. And will you be? One last question actually. Will you be keeping the traction control off permanently?
I'll try, definitely, for the rest of the season. I'll just practice as much as I can without traction control for every single race. See how it goes.
It'll be easier as the season goes on. You'll definitely get it.
Thank you.
Alright, we'll drag it back into the gentleman's lounge, and we'll if I can. It's there's too many people in the gentleman's lounge, so I can't actually see it.
I'll just leave.
I can't.
Yes.
I can't get it up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we will have any other Bailey.
We've got Adam, Joel, and Nicolaitis. Adam didn't race, so we just got Joel and Nicolaitis, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Where didn't it doesn't really matter who we drag in. Let's just drag in Nicolaitis because he's brought you into the wrong voice chat there.
Hello guys.
Nico. So hi, and how did that race go for you? And tell us how it went.
It was a pretty average qualifying from my side. I don't qualify very well. I'm here around. I'm usually around P10, and that's where I started. No, it was P11 actually. And my tactic always is try to avoid the carnage at the start, and that's what I did. I was P8 from the first lap, the first 2 turns, and with the battle now, it was between Vinny and Pimi. I saw that coming, to be honest. I was expecting that to happen. That's why I didn't went for any risky move. I just wanted to stay behind and wait for them to crash, and that's what it happened. And yeah, but I got to give it to Timo about around 20 laps of mediums. That was awesome.
Yeah, so obviously, where did you finish again? Was it was it inside the top 10? I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, P9.
Yeah, P9.
P9.
I
Thank
knew
God
it
I
was
got
something
some
around
points.
there. I thought it was either P9 or P8. I just couldn't remember. But yeah, so hopefully you can build on that and consistently score the points for the Renault team.
Yeah.
Obviously your teammate got the first podium for the team. So
Yeah.
maybe
Finally, my teammate went well because I know he's a very fast driver, and I don't know how he manages always to throw away races. But today he was here and he proved everyone wrong, I think.
yeah, well, thank you for joining us for the interview, and we'll put you in the gentleman's lounge. And I think you're the final interview of today. And yet again, I can't put you in the gentleman's lounge. It's just great. I can't do anything. I have no power.
Okay, I will go. I will go myself. Anyway, good night, guys. Thank you.
Alright, that's all the interviews for today, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, just before we finish, Bailey, I think we didn't really say about our driver of the day.
I think it's already been given to Justin for his first ever race with no TC and coming P4.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, on a personal mark, I would have say, I don't know, Konop. I mean, even if he did, like, if he did, let's say, the wrong move and got all those penalties and everything, I did remember his race before, his last few race, and he seemed to have to be on another level this race. Like, really fighting for the top 3, which I'm not thinking Konop was really, let's say, wouldn't say used to, but it was more like fighting for the top 10, but not to the point of fighting for podium position. So I would gonna still, let's say, award that by giving him driver of the day, personally. But yeah, I also understand about Justin to give him driver of the day, since he did just switch and got quite a great result still.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. So that'll be the end of the stream from me and Max here in the SLR commentators booth. Join us tomorrow for, I believe it is tier 4, and then it's tier 1 on Saturday. So join us for those streams, and it is 2SRL on the Sunday. The action never stops here on SLR. So from me, it's goodbye. Max, anything to say before we go?
Well, it was half Thunderdome, I would say, but still quite an interesting race, and the championship fight keeps on and on.
Yep.
Can't wait to see the next one.
Yep, right. That'll be the end of the stream.